Bharath Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Admissions open for BTech, BSc Agri, BPharm, Nursing, Paramedical and Arts and Science courses.
I love you so much. I love you the most in the world. And I got to tell him how much I loved him. So it was, and I was woken up in the morning with a call, and I sprinted. I think I could have, if I was in the Olympics, I would have won. How fast I ran out of that house. It was too sudden. And I think when it's sudden, it's like the reality, it's very hard for the reality to set in. And I was like in a haze. Because even when I went there and saw him, it was like he was asleep. He was smiling, I think he did really good karma because he went exactly the way he wanted to, happy in his sleep peacefully. But it was very shocking. Me and my mom, we couldn't, it was like not setting in really. And his closest friends, nobody was able to really grasp the fact that this is a reality. Like he was, just yesterday, he had spoken to so many other friends the previous day.
So, நீங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி வந்து இப்போ 2 விஷயம் நான் கேட்கணும். நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்க எவ்வளோ லவ் பண்ணீங்க நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்க அப்படின்றது. ஸோ யூஸ்வலாக வந்து நீங்கள் கால் பேசும்போது கான்வர்சேஷனில் அப்படி தான் எண்ட் ஆகுமா? அண்ட் ஆல்சோ யூ செட் அப்பா நினச்ச மாதிரியே வந்து அவரோட லாஸ்ட் டெத் இருந்தது அப்படின்ட்டு. ஸோ இது என்னைக்காவது மென்ஷன் பண்ணியிருக்காரா? வென் ஐ டை லைக் ஐ வாண்ட் die in this way, அந்த மாதிரி?
Yes, he said he used to, it's so strange, like, so my dad had this I don't know if I should say morbid fascination with death, but he because he lost a lot of people close to him throughout his life. I would say he's a veteran at dealing with loss, which is actually hard, and because of that, I think is why he spoke to me. It made it easier because I knew exactly what he wanted when he died. And he said, I hope that I go peacefully in my sleep. Please, I don't want to be plugged into any machines. And then, as you know, euthanasia is not legal here in the country. So he's like, if I'm ever in like a state where you need to euthanize, please euthanize. I'm like, I go to jail. He's like, I don't care. Just I don't want to be plugged into machines. I don't want to be in pain. And I think he went exactly like he lived his life on his own terms, and he left also on his own terms. So you can't really be mad. You're just like, okay, thank God. It was a blessing for him.
அண்ட் வந்து உங்கள் கான்வர்சேஷன்ஸ் எப்பயுமே வந்து அந்த மாதிரி தான் எண்ட் ஆகுமா? இல்லை அன்னைக்கு வந்து திடீர்னு இப்படி ஒரு டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டான கான்வர்சேஷன்?
I don't know because I've not really thought about it. But we are very loving. Like me, my mom and my dad were very loving. Like my dad and me, like I'm always like hugging him and kissing him and irritating him and sitting on his lap. He's like my best friend. He was my best friend. So our conversations always had a lot of love, a lot of jokes. He takes my trip a lot. He teased me a lot, which he found very funny, and I would get a little irritated, but I'll be like, ha ha ha, and take his trip. He used to say talking to me is like talking to himself, like the same person, because my arguments are very similar to how he would argue. So I didn't feel like anything out of the ordinary, if I should say. It's like, it was like a normal call. I was actually excited to go the next day, eat the yummy food in his house.
அண்ட் வந்து வீடுன்றப்ப வந்து நீங்கள் இப்போ இருக்க வீட்டில் எந்த மாதிரி இடங்கள்லாம் அப்பாவோட விஷயம் ஞாபகப்படுத்திட்டே இருக்குமே? எந்த மாதிரி, இல்லை ஒரு டிவி பார்க்கும் போதா, இல்லை என்ன மாதிரி விஷயம் பண்ணும் போது அப்பா ரொம்ப?
Me and my dad used to bond a lot watching cinema, a lot of global cinema. And so initially it was very hard for me to watch anything because I thoroughly enjoy binging movies and shows. Because I would want to say something like, oh, I saw this, and then I'd remember. Music reminds me of him. But at home, I've like I have a picture. We've blown up a picture of him and framed it. So when I open my eyes, it's the first thing I see is his expression smiling like this. So actually, it's like even when I move my fingers, I think about him because I can feel like his blood flowing through me.
அண்ட் வந்து நீங்கள் ஒன்லி டாட்டர் இல்லையா? ஸோ இந்த லைக் பீட் ஹாப்பி மூமெண்ட் ஆர் கொஞ்சம் டல்லாக இருக்க மூமெண்ட் எங்கேயாவது வந்து ஒரு சிப்ளிங் இருந்தால் வந்து இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ஜாலியாகவோ இல்லை வந்து ஷேர் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஒருத்தங்க இருந்திருப்பாங்களோ அந்த ஃபீலிங் இருந்திருக்கா?
Thankfully for me, growing up, my parents are so close to me that I didn't really feel that. But I think the moment I really felt it was when he passed away. there was no one who could share the kind of pain I was feeling. There was nobody to share that pain with. It romba hard and because I'm the only daughter, so that bond I have with him only I have. Of course my mom understood it, but still, if I would think like if I had a sibling, we could relish those moments together, that bond together, you know. But so that's the only time I really felt that. Now I have a sibling. I had then. Her name is Snowy. She's a rescue dog. Both my parents' favorite daughter. My dad used to say, "Why can't you?" She's this white furry thing. We rescued her and adopted her during the pandemic. And she spent a lot of time with my father as well. And he would ask me. He would say things like, "You should look like her. Look at her, always looking so groomed, and you should also look groomed all the time." Okay, like, I don't have someone brushing my fur twice a day.
அண்ட் எந்த வயசுல வந்து உங்களுக்கு ரியலைஸ் ஆச்சு அப்பா வந்து ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்டாரிங்க அப்படின்றது வந்து எப்போ ரியலைஸ் பண்ணி?
I don't think I think now I'm starting to realize it because I was brought up in such a way that by him and my mom. In fact, I wasn't even allowed to watch his movies till I was much older because he didn't want me to get into that trip of thinking that I am great because he's great or any of that. So the very few movies that I watched, and then I would like cry saying, "Why are you always getting beaten up in the movie? What is this?" I think it's now I'm starting to I would meet people, and when they would find out who I am, they would start talking about him, and it's through their experiences and how much they love him, how much he changed their lives watching his movies. That's what made me start to realize what an impact he's had and who he really is. And I think after once I got much older, it became more like me reminding him, telling him, "Do you know how many youngsters love you? You know how many people in the film industry who youngsters who are making movies right now, you are there, they look up to you. You've been like so important to them with the way they do their things and stuff like that." But
அண்ட் ஆஸ் அன் ஆக்டராக வந்து என்ன மாதிரியான ஆக்டராக இருப்பாங்க? பிகாஸ் நீங்கள் மென்ஷன் பண்ணிங்க முன்னாடி அப்பா வந்து ஒரு மெத்தட் ஆக்டர் அப்படின்ட்டு. ஸோ அண்ட் ஆல்சோ வந்து அவர் நிறையா கிரே ஷேட்ஸும் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. ஸோ எப்படி இருப்பார் வீட்டில் இந்த ஷூட்டிங் டைம்ஸ்லலாம் வீட்டுக்கு வந்தால் என்ன மாதிரியா இருக்கும்?
Basically what character he's playing, that's how he'll tease me after that on a phone call or something. So say he's playing a scientist, he'll start talking about science and all to me. I'll be like, "What are you?" And then he'll be like, "You should have done science. Scientists, that they're the ones, they've got it made." Or something with mathematics or whatever. I think he did one of his favorite movies he had done recently, Kamali from Nadu Kaveri. I think that's what it's called. He loved doing that movie. And he went on a trip, like he's my coach only. And he's like, maths is the beginning and end of life and everything. And I'm horrible at math.
Me too.
I'm so horrible at math. I still need my fingers to add.
Wow.
He would keep teasing me about that.
ஓகே. அண்ட் வந்து ஷேர் பண்ணுவார் அந்த மாதிரி இல்லை நீங்கள் ஷூட்டிங் ஸ்பாட்ஸ் போயிருக்கீங்களா? இல்லை அப்பா ஷூட் முடிச்சுட்டு வந்துட்டு?
I've gone to very few because also he did not want me hanging around on set or things like that because like I said, he didn't want me to think that I'm some, like, they believe in hard work. You work hard, find what you love and work hard to be good at it, and you have to do things with love. It shouldn't be something that you're going there and you're enamored by it and like, என்னோட அப்பா ஸ்டார் நானும் ஸ்டார் மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். It's like that. There has to be so I've gone for very few shoots. When I was very young, I used to go with my mom and stuff, sit on that camera crane and all. There's a picture. The last one I remember, I went for Bangalore Days when he was shooting Bangalore Days, and there I was chilling with the guys who serve tea and all that. And basically I go for the shooting food. That's my favorite. I love the food on set.
What's your favorite one in the set? Like production foodna எது நீங்க பர்టిక్యులரா சூஸ் பண்ணி சாப்பிடுவீங்க?
நான் எல்லாமே. I am not picky. Just give it all to me. I love it.
And வந்து okay, apart from food எதெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கும்?
I just love the hustle and bustle of the set, the setting up of the lights, everyone running around, everyone's so passionate about what they're doing. I loved watching my dad get into character suddenly.
Okay.
I remember there was a really serious scene. I think he's talking to Fahad Fazil in that scene or something. It's very serious. And just before that, he was cracking some joke with me. And I'm standing there and I'm watching this man suddenly turn into this serious guy. I'm like, whoa, whoa. That's when I realized, wow, this guy, he knows.
அண்ட் வந்து இப்போ இது எல்லாத்துலேயுமே வந்து அம்மா எப்படி ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணாங்க இந்த விஷயங்கள்லாம்? ஹவ் இஸ் ஷீ டூயிங் நவ்?
She is my rock because without her, I wouldn't have known head or tail of what to do, how to, like, I was like, it was like my worst nightmare come to life. That's what it was. She is my rock. But for her also, it was very hard because my dad and her are best friends. He would call her to ask her for advice and stuff like that. Every day at 6 sharp, she'll get a call from him. And he'd give her the lowdown about life and or whatever he's doing and stuff like that. Of course, they'll discuss me and be like, where is she going? she really decided that show business is the way now. Oh no. So it was hard for her. But my mother's a very, very strong woman. Like, she has lifted herself up and so independent and taken care of me and brought me up so beautifully that it was like it was so, thank God for her, blessing that she was there with me through this, even though I know she was hurting a lot because it's not easy losing your best friend.
அண்ட் கியாக்கு வந்து எவ்வளோ பிடிக்கும் கேமரா முன்னாடி இருக்குது இல்லை கேமராக்கு பின்னாடி இருக்கிறது தான் பிடிக்கும்?
Both. I'm in show business. I'm a musician. I love being on stage. I love being in the spotlight. I love performing and making people laugh, making them happy. When I sing, I love entertaining. So I like being in the center.
Okay, okay.
Like being the center of attention in the spotlight. No complaints.
அண்ட் வந்து என்னைக்காவது வந்து ஒரு ப்ரெஷர் இருந்திருக்கா அவங்க மேலே? இவ்வளோ பெரிய லெஜெண்டரி பர்சனோட டாட்டராக இருக்கும், ஸோ நம்ம வந்து அந்த ஒரு நேம் காப்பாற்றணுமோ இல்லை வந்து நம்ம கரெக்டாக நம்ம ஒர்க்கை பண்ணிடணும், இந்த மாதிரி ப்ரெஷர் இருந்திருக்கா அவங்க மேலே?
It's not pressure. I've not actually experienced that pressure. It's more like I'm very proud to be his child. So, and luckily for me, apparently everyone tells me I'm very much like him, even personality-wise. So I don't really feel that pressure. I feel like the more I put myself out there, the more I am putting him out there. He's still living through me. Of course, there are certain things like you have to behave certain ways, you have to be respectful, you have to be kind to people because that reflects on him. Luckily for me, I do genuinely believe in being kind to human beings and animals. So yeah.
ஸோ சின்ஸ் யூ மென்ஷன் தட் அப்பா தான் பெஸ்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட் அப்படின்னு, ஸோ அப்பா கிட்ட வந்து ஒரு பிடிச்ச ஒரு குவாலிட்டி அப்படின்னா வந்து இது சொல்லுவீங்க? அண்ட் ஆல்சோ வந்து ஒன் திங் யூ டென்ட் ரியலி லைக் அபவுட் ஹிம் ஆர் வந்து மாற்றிட்டு இருந்திருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிற ஒரு குவாலிட்டி?
I mean, to say something I don't like at this point, it's like grief works very differently. So when someone goes, I don't think the bad things really exist anymore. At least from my perspective, there's a lot of guilt for like, I wish I spent like, even though I spent a lot of time with him, I wish there was more time, like there's so many things I wanted to do. What I love about him is that he just didn't take life seriously. Like, he always told me you shouldn't take life seriously. You're born today, you die tomorrow. You need to make the most of what the life you're living. You have to always be kind and loving. And if you lead with love, it makes life more fruitful. So I think that played a huge role in my life. And he also made sure that I never felt that I would ever need anybody. I can take care of myself. And he said that when you close your eyes at the end of the day, it's only you with yourself. So you need to be happy with that person. I think hearing that growing up has made me very independent and helped me bloom into knowing, like, getting to know who I am and be who I am truly from what I like, my perspective of who I am. So I love that about him. Plus, he's always teasing me, which then I used to act like, why are you doing this to me? But actually, I loved it.
ஓகே. அண்ட் அப்பாவுக்கு இந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் யாரெல்லாம் ரொம்ப க்ளோஸ்?
He's close to a lot of people. He was close to a lot of people. He was blessed to have a lot of close friends. I think when he passed, I'm so grateful to the 80s stars. We call them the 80s stars, right? Because they're legendary. They just came in and were like family, and I had not really spent too much time with them because I was living in Bangalore and working in Bangalore, and then Bombay. Before that, I studied in Bombay and was working there as well. So it was amazing the way they just picked me up, and I could see how close they were to him from the way they were taking care of me during that time. Shivaji Ganeshan sir's family is very close. I used to spend a lot of time with him, me and my mom, when I was very young, because I don't remember much of it at all. But his son Ramu uncle is very close to me, and of course Darshan and Dushyant. That family has been so supportive. They check in with me, they check in with my mom, Ramu uncle and me. We talk about my dad and laugh about him, because we know what a joker my dad was. So it's a lot of fun and banter. But thank God for them though.
அண்ட் வந்து இப்போ ஒரு விஷயம் வந்து நீங்கள் அப்பா இப்போ இருந்திருக்கலாம், இது நான் பண்ணணும்னு ஆசைப்படுறேன் அப்பா கூட, பட் வந்து அது பண்ண முடியாமல் போயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னா ஒரு விஷயம்.
Make a movie with him. I'm a writer as well, just like him. I think I got his talent. I love writing. That's why I got into songwriting and music, because I have a lot to say, and music is the best medium. But I do also write, and we had conversations about and had started discussing writing together, and it had always been a shared dream of ours where we work together and make a movie. He used to call it my swan song, his last movie with him and me. Unfortunately, life had other plans, but that's the one thing I miss a lot. I wish that there was more time.
அண்ட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியிலேருந்து உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது ஆஃபர்ஸ், நீங்கள் படிக்கும் போதோ இல்லை வந்து சின்ன வயசில் அந்த மாதிரி ஆஃபர்ஸ்லாம் ஏதாவது வந்திருக்கா ஆக்டிங்?
My God, I don't know. My parents are very so show business is hard. They never wanted me to just get into it because they're telling me, or because it's part of the. My father doesn't believe in the nepotism thing, that just because I have these doors open doesn't mean that you need to work hard and get. And when it comes to show business, you have to really love it to want to do it, because it's not as glamorous as it seems. Yeah, sure, the final product is glamorous, but unless you really love show business, it's very difficult for someone to do it. And so it was something I found on my own, and he never said, do you want to be he never said, why don't you try acting or anything like that. I was actually completely left to my own devices, and that's why they were so shocked that I decided I went straight into show business, even though there were so many avenues open. I did journalism in college and stuff like that, but I love being on stage. So I have no idea if there were any offers or anything like that.
ஓகே. அண்ட் ஒன் மொமெண்ட் நீங்கள் வந்து டக்குன்னு அப்பாவை பற்றி நினச்சோடனே ஒரு விஷயம் நான் இந்த மொமெண்ட்டை செரிஷ் பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்னா ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு இன்சிடென்ட் வித் டேட்?
When you say that, I only think about the last conversation I had with him. But I often think about how we used to just hang out and listen to music and watch movies, and then sometimes I would like something and he wouldn't, and he'd be like, what is this rubbish you like? And I'd be like, you don't know, okay, this is cool, it's cool right now. I think this is kick-ass. He'd be like, are you even my daughter? Do you even what are you saying? So those were fun, really fun times.
அண்ட் கோயிங் ஃபார்வர்ட் வந்து உங்களுக்கு என்ன மாதிரி விஷயங்கள்லாம் பண்ணணும் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில், அண்ட் வாட் டு யூ லுக் அப் டு ஆஃப்டர்?
நான் என்னோட மியூசிக், ஐம் வெரி ஃபோக்கஸ்ட் ஆன் மை மியூசிக்.
தமிழ் வந்தது அப்படியே வாங்க, தமிழில் வாங்க.
ஸ்டக் ஆயிடுச்சு இந்த மிடில். I'm very into my music, and I'm consistently with my producer Sophia. We're consistently writing music. I have new music coming out. I filmed my own video and edited it, which should be coming out soon, for the song Urges. I write. I've been trying to write a book for a long time. I've not been able to. Yes, I think I've been blessed with the ability to do a lot of things. I'm a very creative person. So whatever opportunities come my way, I just seize it. I used to do a lot of theater in school also. So yeah, everything. I just
Everything.
want whatever comes my way, I'm going to grab it, because that's how I think I'm going to keep him living on this planet. Like, the more I seize the opportunities presented to me, because I am my father's daughter, it's very evident. The more he will keep living through me.
Super. And best wishes from us. So
Thank
நீங்க
you
சொன்ன
so
மாதிரி
much.
அந்த புக்கும் சீக்கிரம் எழுதி விடுங்க. And உங்க
12 வருஷம் ஆயிடுச்சு.
12 years?
Yeah, the what? Yeah, I said it correct. No, I started, I stopped, then I start again, then I'm like, yeah, what is written? Then again,
ஓகே.
Yeah.
ஸோ 12 இயர்ஸா முடிக்காதது இதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து நீங்க சீக்கிரம் முடிச்சு
டெட்லைன் போட்டிருக்கேன்.
போட்டிருக்கீங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ அந்த டெட்லைன்குள்ள நம்ம முடிக்கிறோம், ரிலீஸ் பண்றோம். அண்ட் best wishes for all your music projects.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for joining us
It
today.
was so fun, actually. It's like sitting in a living room and just chilling with a friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Kia.
you.
Bharath Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Admissions open for BTech, BSc Agri, BPharm, Nursing, Paramedical and Arts and Science courses.